My next guest, again, along something that was, as Chad indicated, along party lines. Well, this one voted against those articles being sent over to the Senate. Republican member to the House Judiciary Committee, Greg Steube, back with us. Congressman, thanks for taking the time. You voted against. Why?
Same reason I voted against impeachment this whole time. I don't believe that the Democrats have met the constitutional required threshold for impeachment. Where's the treason, bribery, or the high crimes and misdemeanors? I don't think that an abuse of power, even if that allegation was to be true, and that obstruction of Congress is an impeachable offense. And so, again, just like I've stood with the president against this impeachment debacle the entire last year, I stand against it again today.
All right, you know, we've heard from a lot of the Democrats. They're complaining about the process in the Senate and the reluctance on the part of the Republican senators to have witnesses. That's not been decided yet, as you know. But their argument has been, we tried to get a lot of these people we're calling the Senate to interview, but they stonewalled us, or the president demanded they stonewalled us. What do you say about that?
It's fascinating to me that now the Democrats are complaining about process when the entire time in the House we were refused the ability to call our witnesses, the Republican witnesses. We were sometimes stopped in the secret hearings from going down a line of questioning that we wanted to go down. And the president was not had the ability to call his witnesses, to cross-examine any of these witnesses. That has happened in both Clinton and the prior impeachment. So the way that it was handled prior to, as far as the rules and the procedure, wasn't followed by the Democrats here. And so now they're going to claim that they don't have procedure. Look, the Democrats had the opportunity to call any of the witnesses they wanted to call. And if those witnesses didn't comply with the subpoena because they felt that it violated some area of the law, they could have taken those witnesses to court and have the U.S. Supreme Court decide whether that witness was to testify or not. They didn't want to wait that long and go through that process, for that process to go through and get that legal check. So instead, now they want to claim foul that, oh, now the Senate has to call these witnesses. Hey, the House, the Democratic majority had the opportunity to do that. And if they wanted those witnesses to come, they could have compelled it through a court process.
How do you feel about the president? He'll be going to Davos when all this takes steam. That he was having the trade signing today, regardless of the impeachment motions going on and shuttling their way to the Senate. For him, it's going to be business as usual. What do you think of that?
As it should be. I mean, this president, this whole last year, first it was the Russian collusion hoax, and then we went to obstruction of justice. The House has been fixated on impeaching the president, and all the while, look at our economy. You just talked about, we're about to hit 30,000 at the Dow, and all of the great economic things that this president has done. Unemployment numbers at record lows. So absolutely, I applaud the president. Continue to do what he's doing, and hopefully he'll be reelected in November.
All right, Congressman, thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.